everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tort Talk Thursday. Joe, as always, very excited and appreciative that you are joining us today to give us updates and insights on all things mass torts.
Thanks for having me, Susan. Always love talking to you about the latest developments in the mass tort world.
Yeah, and I think, today we've got a number of torts that we were going to review. Why don't we start off on the toxic baby formula litigation? What is new in that realm?
Yeah, the toxic baby formula, that's the most recent MDL that was formed earlier this year. We have it going on out in California. Just this week, we had the initial case management conference and leadership was appointed. So this is a good start to this litigation. We're expecting there'll be thousands of cases end up being filed here. So look over the next 3 months here when we're talking, we'll get some guidance on discovery, some other things like potentially a master long form complaint. And by the end of the summer here, we'll have a roadmap moving forward. So a good start in that litigation that a lot of people are excited about.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay, next one I wanted to understand a little bit more about the developments is the Uber sex abuse litigation.
Uber sex abuse, this is an MDL that's going on out in California. We also have a parallel state court proceeding going on. As you remember, we had this very unique filing by Uber after the MDL was formed where they petitioned up to the appellate court seeking to have the MDL dismantled. That is still pending. While that was going on, Uber filed a motion again to have the MDL dismantled here, arguing that their terms of service prevented a consolidated action like we have going on. Fortunately, the judge just denied that this week, ruling that allowing Uber to put those terms in there would prevent the judiciary from doing what it's supposed to do. So this litigation's going forward. The discovery's been ongoing. Uber's trying as hard as any defendant I've ever seen to get out of this MDL, but it looks like the judge isn't having it, and we're going to be picking up this case here and getting some good discovery from them throughout the year.
Okay. The last couple of weeks, you've touched on and talked a little bit about Talc and Zantac. So over the last couple of weeks, what is new?
Yeah, so in Talc, we saw and learned about this third Johnson & Johnson bankruptcy. We just saw in a surprise filing, a class action was filed by 5 plaintiffs who've sued Johnson & Johnson previously for ovarian or meso cancer. And what they're alleging now is that Johnson & Johnson's engaged in this fraudulent transfer, unlawful activity by setting up and going through this bankruptcy scheme. So this lawsuit was just filed this week. It's pending here in the district court in New Jersey, and it's going after not only Johnson & Johnson, but 5 of its most prominent executives, including the leader of the litigation. So we have a number of law firms that are supporting it. It's unclear what, if any, impact this is going to have on the bankruptcy vote, which is due in about 2 months from now, but it shows that the plaintiffs aren't going down. So I was happy to see that. Mm-hmm. Another big development, unexpected filing almost, was this whistleblower lawsuit was filed in the Zantac litigation. So a laboratory is now suing GSK saying that they knew about the risks of cancer going back decades and they did nothing. So even though we have those individual plaintiff cases ongoing in California State Court where they've settled 5 cases, Delaware State Court where we're still waiting on the ruling from the experts, decision from the judge, that's expected by mid-June. Case is going forward in Philadelphia. Then, of course, we have the first trial case ongoing right now in Cook County in Illinois. We're expecting a verdict any day. So while all that's going on, the plaintiffs hit them with this whistleblower lawsuit, which GSK obviously is not too happy about, but that will help uncover hopefully some of these other unlawful activities or information. So a lot going on in those 2 litigations outside of the MDL, and that just shows us that we need to hit these defendants from various fronts to get justice for our clients and the victims out there.
Yeah, there is a lot going on, and I'm hopeful next week when we meet, we'll have even more information to share with the industry. And as always, Joe, grateful for you. Appreciate the time and sharing these updates and insights.
Thanks for having me, Susan.